Hello, Cancer, and Happy New Year. Let's get started because, you could not ignore the relationship stuff in January, even if you tried. And this began last month for you, but going into the new year, oh my God, the intensity of it, Cancer, is just incredible. Incredible. And the healing potential is equally incredible. So Venus is retrograde, and Venus is still retrograde in your seventh house of partnership. This could be a business partnership. This could be your personal relationship. If you're single, you're reevaluating relationship dynamics and your patterns in relationships heavily with this Venus retrograde cycle. But either way, you are on this course correction cycle connected to relationships. And it's about to take a powerful turn because on January 2nd, there is a new moon in the same area of your chart that is trying to infuse it with potential to get things going again in a way that is mature, responsible, and makes sense for you, but also makes you feel alive in relationships. And, Capricorn is a commitment-oriented sign. It values traditions, and you are in a place where you're reevaluating the validity of the traditions that you've been drawn to in relationships all of your life, possibly. It's not to say that you're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater and all of a sudden go completely non-traditional in your relationships, but there is something to be said here about you discarding certain traditions or certain patterns that you've held on to for a really, really long time in order to make room for a new path that makes more sense. And this new moon is the beginning of that because the new moon is perfectly trine Uranus. And Uranus is the planet of unconventionality. Okay, not tradition. And that is going to help you no matter what's going on in your relationship. So for some of you, this could be, all right, we need to take a break and we need some space. And that is what's going to help you figure things out. For others, it could be, all right, we've been married for 25 years and now I think we should have separate bedrooms. Maybe that's what we need. And for others, it could be, I don't think I ever want to get married, but I have this person in my life and I want a non-traditional commitment. So you have to apply this to your reality, where you are, what's going on. And again, if you are single, it is a powerful revamping of whatever you thought relationship was supposed to be into what you know it should be for you. And you're finally giving yourself permission to pursue that and to know that you deserve that. Now, Mercury goes retrograde. Mercury is going to go retrograde this month on the 14th in your 8th house, and that's a money house. So you are reevaluating credit, tax issues, investment strategies, all of that. But this is also the house of intimacy and vulnerability. So there's a little bit more to be said here about the relationship dynamic for you because you might be communicating with your spouse or partner about vulnerable matters that you guys never talked about before. And it feels like a great big experiment and you're not really sure how the cookie's going to crumble, but you're crumbling it. And I think you're hoping for the best, but you know that you have to have these uncomfortable conversations now with Mercury retrograde in your 8th house. So that's going to help you ultimately resolve whatever relationship dilemmas and shifts you need to take. Then we have a full moon in your sign, and that full moon in your sign is deeply powerful. It happens on the 17th, and it's almost exactly opposite Pluto. Pluto's in your partnership sector. Pluto's the planet of power and control. And I really do feel that you're throwing a little bit of a tantrum at this full moon freeing yourself of the control or the perceived control that you've been under in your relationship. Now, remember, sometimes we just put ourselves in prisons, and you might, because you need your emotional and family security so much, you might have put yourself in this position that now you're deeply resentful of, and you're just trying to work it out. Well, around the 17th, it's tantrum time. Another possibility here is that you and your partner are going to recognize that, all right, it's do or die. We need some deep healing and we need some help. And maybe you go into some couples counseling, or maybe you're already in couples counseling and have a breakthrough. Not every Cancer out there is going through a horrible relationship situation right now. So I don't mean to suggest that all of you are deeply unhappy in your current relationship. If you remember from last month's video, I am really very specifically talking to the Cancers who are a later degree, not so much the earlier degree Cancers, because you've already had Pluto opposite your sun or your rising sign. This is late degree. So if this is your story, then there could be healing. There could be a healing here. It doesn't have to be that you're, calling the time of death of this relationship, or that you're necessarily grieving the loss of the relationship. There could be some healing. But it's emotional, and there will be some tears around the 17th. And then we go back into more Capricorn heavy energy at the end of the month. So you can't get away from this relationship stuff. On the 24th, Mars enters your 7th house. Capricorn enters. Mars is going to aggravate what it touches. It's going to stimulate, but also aggravate and energize. So maybe you're motivated to work through the conflict, or maybe you and your partner just start fighting like cats and dogs. It's, either scenario is possible. This could also be when you are aggressively pursuing new business ventures because you're finally working out your personal worth and your value system around business matters or around clients, and you're just assertively pursuing more clients and possibly a business partner. Mercury is going to retrograde out of your 8th house and into your 7th house on the 25th. And then Venus goes direct in your 7th house on the 29th. So by the end of the month, you're recognizing that you've done a lot of the work to align your values with your desires in relationship. But with Mercury now retrograde here, you have to put that plan down on paper. You've got to maybe make some new promises to each other if you're in a relationship, and be honest about what you can no longer honor in this connection. It will be a trip, but I can promise you that the progress you're going to make in January in relationship matters and relationship healing is just so important. It's going to define the rest of the year in terms of how you move forward in your relationship dynamics. So if I can help you navigate any of this on a deeper level in a personal consultation, please don't hesitate to click the link below and schedule a session with me. I'm sending you lots of love, Cancer. I know December and this month might not be the easiest for you, but I promise you the healing and the breakthroughs are worth it, and you deserve to be whole and happy and complete and healed and loved. Okay? You do.